Hi everyone, it's Nico Sharp here, and I am about to do an arena run. I have a budget deck I've built. It's centered around Sapphire Flight troops. Hi everyone, it's Nico Sharp here, and I'm getting Echo. The deck itself is a budget deck. The concept is that the deck will not forcibly include any rares or legendary PvE cards. That way there we will be able to keep the cost of the deck down. When I started building this deck, the card I wanted to start building around was actually Heroic Echo. And what Heroic Echo says is it creates a copy of target troop you control that shares a class with you, and it puts it into your hand. Now, the equipment for it, instead of putting it into your hand, puts it directly into play. It puts it into play. So it's not actually playing the card. So some things that trigger when you play a card for troops wouldn't trigger, but things that trigger when a card enters play or is put into play will trigger. So we wanted to combo this actually with Chill Tail Guide that says, when this enters play, create a chill for each other troop you control with flight and put them into your hand. And the reason why we thought this guy would be super cool is not only do you get bonus cards in your hand, but he's flight based, he's Sapphire card, and that was kind of the theme we're going with. And then Chill has this really cool equipment called the Cool Bracelets that say, instead of just exhausting the target card, that card can't ready during its controller's next ready step. So it's like a bonus provided to the effective chill that could be really cool if you have a ton of chills, because you're not just locking down the troop for one turn now, you're locking down the troop for 2 turns, which either means they can't attack twice or they can't block twice, or both, whatever you're really going for. Whether you're on the aggressive or defensive, it's pretty nice to have. The one thing this deck didn't really have much of after I got done building it was card draw, but the one thing that I was able to get into the deck were these Phoenix Guard messengers that say, when this leaves play, draw a card. That's also if the cards bounce back to your hand, so it's good to play against decks like the Eldritch Dreamer in the arena, and a few other decks. I really was hoping I could play this glove equipment, but because this equipment shares a card, an equipment slot with Chill, and I'm prioritizing Chill over it, that we don't get that reduction of cost, so this is still going to be a 2-drop for us. The other nice thing is, because I want Heroic Echo to combo with Chill Tail Guide, even though it's a late play, I'm looking for a Ranger-themed deck. So I want my champion to be a Ranger, and I want a few troops in the deck to be a Ranger. In HEX, it seems like for a 60-card deck, you tend to want to have at least 12 things that combo with a card that needs to have some sort of matching to it. So whether that be a rare shard like the Coyote Shard, where you need Coyote Allegiance to actually get the benefit from the shard, I would probably want to have at least 12 Coyote in my deck to play that shard. In this case, because we want to combo with Heroic Echo, I'm going to want to have at least 12 Rangers in my deck to combo with Heroic Echo, so I have different targets to play throughout the various times of the game. That'll help me just in case I don't draw a Chill Tail Guide, or I don't draw a Cloud Speaker who's also a Ranger. I might end up drawing a few Phoenix Guard messengers, and I can make copies of him. And actually making copies of this card, even though it's a weak 1/1 flyer, isn't bad, because when they leave play, I'm going to get to draw more cards. So I'm not too concerned with losing this or wasting a 1-cost copy on it if it's going to give me a card out of it and a chump blocker. The Cloud Speaker I mentioned is also a Ranger, but the cool thing about this card is it has a 4 butt, so it has pretty good defense. It's going to be able to block quite a bit of troops, and then also it gives my flight troops a permanent +2/+1, well, one flight troop that I target, as a one-shot ability. The real cool thing about this is I'm also playing this card here, Evolution, which gives a target troop I control flight, and then all troops I control +1/+1. So one of the best targets for him in this particular deck is the Cloud Speaker. So I would target Cloud Speaker, it would get flight, and then the Cloud Speaker and then all other flight troops in play would get permanent +1/+1. So this guy would turn into a 1/5, and then he could even use his one-shot power on himself, which would make him a 3/6. And then the real cool thing about that is because he's a Coyote Ranger, I can also, a Ranger, Coyote doesn't matter in this case, I could play Heroic Echo, and I can make a copy of him, and because it's a copy, not a replica, the copy retains all the buffs, so he would still be a 3/6 flight troop without his one-shot ability, because I'd already used it. But that's a pretty cool thing that you can get with the Cloud Speaker and this particular deck. So I talked about some of the cards in the deck, but there's a few here that I still haven't mentioned. Now, when I first played this themed deck, I wanted to go Sapphire Flight. I had kept it mono Sapphire, and I didn't really have a lot of things that answered encounters in the arena. My early game was kind of weak. I had a ton of card draw, which is great, and all these prophecy effects. But then I went up against a Tier 2 Zarlox, which is probably the time you want to see Zarlox more than ever, and rather than in Tier 3 or Tier 4. But unfortunately, because my deck was like all Coyote Prophecy based, Zarlox just kept milling all my prophecy effects and completely wrecked me because I had a really poor early game. So what I did when I went back in to rebuild this deck is was like, you know what, I still want to keep the Heroic Echo theme, I still want to keep the Chilltail Guide theme, but I need to have some kind of early game effectiveness. And what I came up with was actually this Spirit of Retribution. This card's an AZ1 pack drop. I believe Heroic Echo is too. In fact, you can get Heroic Echo from one of the Shroomhaus in the game. I don't particularly remember the one. I think it's the one that was like above the Dream Dungeon that you get after the robot quest. But you can get this from a Shroomhaus. And then the equipment is from random packs. The Hero's Armor. So the Spirit of Retribution is from random AZ1 pack drops. So you get AZ1 pack, there's a chance you can get this card. That also means that this card is probably pretty cheap on the auction house, or you can find other players to trade with. That'll probably be more than happy to trade you a rare for a rare, or equipment for equipment. Both of his equipment are also random drops, and Spirit of Retribution is a cool card by itself. It has life drain and flight, and when you are dealt damage, it gets +1 attack. When it deals damage, you revert it. So it's kind of cool because you can take small packets of damage. You can even chump block with it and still take damage, and its health will go, or its attack damage will go up. And then when you do end up hitting with him, you get the life drain benefit. But really, where this card is super awesome is with its equipment. And how the equipment works is there's one piece that says when an opposing troop attacks, if this is in your hand, you may put this into play. That is a free cast. It doesn't even require threshold. You can just put it into play, making this card absolutely bonkers. Of course, you have to have the card in your hand, so there's that, but the ability to just play it for free, it's a 0/4 body with flight and life drain that gets damage every time you're dealt damage, is pretty cool. But the other equipment is what makes it even better, which is it gets a permanent +2 attack. So even after the card is reverted, it still has this +2 attack. So you're always getting at least 2 life drain from it, meaning that after an attack is declared, if you play it for free, you can kill anything with 2 health. So like if they have a 1 drop that they play and they immediately attack with the next turn, you can play this for free right when they attack, block with it, gain 2 health, and then attack with it on the next turn. So you effectively would gain 4 life, you get a 2-for-1 out of it, and you still have a flyer in the air. So it's actually a really cool card. Be careful when you pump this card though, because remember that after you deal damage with it, it's going to revert back. So like an Evolution buff is going to be negated on it after you attack with it, but it still at least have the buff for that turn. And then if you're going up like against something like a Zoltag that has a bunch of weenies on the ground, the other cool thing about this deck with Fiona's charge power is that it's going to lower the attack of all of the opposing troops, and then every time you're dealt damage, this still gets +1 attack. So if you get hit with a bunch of 1/1 Savage Raiders from Zoltag, this thing could get up to like a ridiculous amount of attack, like maybe an 8/4 or 9/4, and then you just swing and you gain all that health back. It's like nothing, and it's also a quick way to end the game. So really great card. This card actually answers a lot of the problems I had with the initial deck, and it helps me win most of the encounters. So I'm always looking for this in my opening hand. If I don't have it in my opening hand, it's okay, but it's actually really good to have, and it's very helpful to closing out games in the arena. So I talked about that card a lot. I'll briefly mention the last few cards and then get into playing a game. We have the Spellstone Gargoyle, which is a 1/4 4-drop, requires both 1 diamond and 1 sapphire threshold, and whenever a troop we control with flight deals damage to opposing champion, it gets +1 attack. So this card can quickly get into crazy attack damage as well. It doesn't revert like the Spirit of Retribution, so it keeps that attack. And it has a nice 4 health body, so there's quite a few troops we can block with it. Just a solid 4-drop. And then the last card I have not mentioned yet is the Reaper Bot. And the Reaper Bot was not particularly the best card I was thinking of adding. I knew I still had a few equipment slots open. One of the equipment slots was the trinket, and the other one was a weapon. So like, you know what? Maybe I can play a Reaper Bot. I need something that's an artifact that can help me against Warbot, because the Warbot encounter in Arena is really annoying without any artifacts in your deck. So I included this. It has lethal, and when it enters play, all opposing troops get death sentence. And when a troop with death sentence dies, this troop gets +3/+3. So there's a benefit if your enemies have troops on the board. There's a benefit if any of those troops die. And then the equipment says, when an opposing troop dies, gain 1 health, so that's pretty cool. Not necessarily anything we need for the deck. And the other piece is really awesome. When an opposing troop with death sentence dies, put target troop from your crypt into play. So that's pretty huge, and actually helped me win some games on my first arena playthrough, especially against Zarlok, certainly like he was filling up my grave. I believe I got a few death sentence trigger kills off of him, and was able to close out the arena run because it was a tier 4 Zarlox. Anyway, that is the gist of the deck. There are, 16 flyers, 8 non-flyers, 4 ways to turn non-flyers into flyers, 4 ways to copy cards in the deck, and then 4 chills, and then this card can make additional chills. I went with a 24 shard base because I want to get to 6, so I wanted the shard base to be pretty good. And I went with 11-9 split. Diamond in this deck isn't super important. I really only need it for the Cloud Speaker, Air Evolution, and Spellstone Gargoyle, which is only a 1 threshold, because I'm never going to be playing Spirit of Retribution from my hand for its cost. I'm always going to probably be playing it for free. I don't think there's one scenario yet where I actually paid to cast it. We'll see if that comes up on this run. Anyway, so that's the deck. Wanted to go over it, and now we'll do an arena run and see how it goes. Hopefully it's not a complete failure. The deck's not super incredibly fast, but it has some cool interactions, and it gets through the arena, so there's that. So of course we're going to skip tier 1 and go straight to tier 2. And let's see how we do. This encounter is not particularly good for the Spirits of Retribution, because sometimes the sensei doesn't have a lot of early game attackers. We'll see. So I can just having a drink here. Alright. So this hand does not have a particularly great early game, but it does have 3 shards and a spellstone. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I know that the Munaru Sensei can get out of hand relatively quickly, so I don't particularly like having such a slow hand, but maybe we'll draw into a 2-drop and start to get this going. Okay. Nope, not yet. Double air evolution. So this isn't looking very good for me right now. I'll take another 2 damage. We're really hoping here to draw a shard or draw a Spirit of Retribution here. I could really use a Spirit of Retribution to deal with this, the 1-drop. I'm also sitting on a clock now, waiting for all these things to untunnel. Okay, so this is really bad. I don't think we can last another turn without drawing a threat. Now I'm realizing maybe I should have mulliganed for at least an early game play. I'm going to go ahead and lock down the keeper, just so I don't take another 3. I'll still take 3 here, but that would have been 6. So instead of going down to 18, I would have gone down to 15. I mean, I'm really worried about these other cards in burrowing. Okay, so I did draw a Spirit of Retribution, which is great. I'm going to check this card. Okay, so this has card draw to it. So I have some options here. I could use the Fiona charge power, but I kind of want to save it. So we'll pass turn. Luckily nothing popped up, but that also makes me worry that this is like the Bucktooth Roshi. So I need to start taking out Shinhair ASAP. Okay, so we're going to decline the second. So we got it in for free. We're going to block. Hopefully he doesn't have pump. Doesn't look like he does. We gain 2 health. Okay, so now luckily we can kind of go a little bit on the offensive here. So I'm going to get in for 2. Pass turn. Okay, this is bad. Luckily he targeted the cloud speaker. I'm still going to take a ton of damage here. I'm very close. I'll be very close to death after this attack. Oh wow, he didn't actually attack with everything. I'm pretty lucky. It's also got 4 attack, so it allows me to kind of go in with an attack myself here. I also drew another shard, which is going to allow me to play the Spellstone Gargoyle, which is key because that'll give me another blocker, just in case I need it. But I'm still going to get in here for 4, and then heal for 4. And then now I'm going to use my charge power to reduce their attack. Still not the greatest situation. I might be able to get out of this. Maybe not now. The problem is that this Roshi's giving everything crush, so it's really shortening my clock. And I can't even kill the Roshi right now. That's unfortunate. So let me see here. What are my best block options? I'm gonna take 5, 12, 16. So I can mitigate. I'm trying to think about how I could actually win here. There's not a very great chance of me being able to do it. 12, 14. 12, 14. Looks like it'd be exactly fatal if I block like that, so I have to block like this. Okay, so I can heal for 5. I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. Maybe if I buff and heal for 7, I still don't think it's going to be enough, but maybe it'll prevent him from attacking. Sometimes the AI plays passively when its health is low. I don't know if it will in this case because it knows it has fatal mathematically, so I think I might lose this encounter. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to lose this encounter, unfortunately. I mean, that's okay, but it's not a good way to start off the run. Okay, so we know that one of the downsides of the deck is that it has 8 6-drops. So we're going to have to use that free mulligan in the future if we don't have any 2-drops in our hand. Or a Spirit of Retribution. I can't rely on Air Evolutions. Okay, so we have another 2 6-drops here. We have 2 2-drops but only 1 shard, so I'm going to draw again. Especially against slower opponents, I'll want to have a... actually, faster opponents, I'm going to want to have a more aggressive early game. I don't quite know how to evaluate the speed of Munaru Sensei, but if you let them get to like turn 6 or 7 without an aggressive board state yourself, you're probably going to lose. I actually really like the hand I have here, and I'm up against Dreamer with a Fulmination, so me drawing into what I need is not going to be difficult. Because I know he plays a lot of bounce, I'm going to start with the Phoenix Guard Messenger. As I really don't care if he time ripples this, it's just going to give me more card draw. Perfect. He did exactly what I was hoping. So he did bounce the card, and I'm not in a hurry, so I'm just going to replay it again. And if he chooses to do it again, fine. And the other cool thing about PvE that's different than PvP is that you have a 10 card hand size limit, which is a lot better. Trying to think of what the best play here is here. It's a lot better than a 7 card limit. I could go Phoenix Guard Messenger into Cloud Speaker, or I can start with the Spellstone Gargoyle. He's already used 2 back-to-back time ripples, so the likelihood of him having more bounce is probably not very high. So let's play the Spellstone Gargoyle and pass turn. I'm at exactly a 10 card hand, so I'm going to have to play as many cards as possible next turn. Wow, he played a 3rd time ripple. Unbelievable. Okay. I gotta chill. It's pretty good. So I got a ton of cards, and actually, what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to bait him to attack me with the Thunderbird, because I want to play a free Spirit of Retribution here. I'm just quickly counting my cards in hand. I think I have exactly 10 again, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and pass turn. Because I have, I'm almost on 6, I'm saving my Heroic Echo for the Chilltail Guides to get maximum amount of chills in hand. Even though, man, I'm going to have to start playing them. So, yep, he attacked. I don't think Eldritch Dreamer has any pump in his deck. So that's a free kill there. So that's a nice little 2 for 1. He played a Phoenix Guard Messenger. I'm actually just going to lock that down now so I can start getting in damage. I'm kind of tired of him drawing cards too. And that should be a decent turn. Okay, so we're going to ready. You can draw another shard. Play a shard. I think we want to get the board to be even more significant now. So I think we're going to play a Phoenix Guard Messenger. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll play a Phoenix Guard Messenger and a Phoenix Guard Messenger. And we'll attack for 2. Next turn we have quite a few plays. I think I'm just gonna play a Chill Tail Guide into Heroic Echo. Wow, a time wave. That was rough. That was rough. Okay. So let me see here. Is there a change of heart on what I actually want to play? No, I think we just played Chill Tail Guide into Heroic Echo. And then we have so many... Wow, we got so many chills now, so that's a cool combo of this deck. I mean, it's a cheap deck, and it has some nice little late game synergy here. I'm actually going to go ahead and chill the Buccaneer, because I want to make sure I don't have too many cards in my hand. And I'm going to go ahead and chill the Messenger again so it doesn't ready, and attack with everything. And I think that gets me... Well, I didn't have to attack with that. 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might have to discard a card. That's too bad. I might... I don't know what I'll discard. Maybe the Cloud Speaker. Yeah. I just skipped the entire turn, unfortunately, by accident. I could have used a few chills on the end step there. That's okay. Alright, so we have a ton of cards in our hand. He's continually bouncing stuff, which isn't necessarily very fun for me. I think I'll try to play... Let me see here. What would I prefer to do? Okay, so I think I'm going to play a Spellstone Gargoyle here. I'm going to give the Cloud Speaker Flight and all my Flight troops +1/+1. And then I'm going to go ahead and attack. That takes us down to exactly 10 cards in our hand. It buffs up our Spellstone Gargoyle, and then on their turn, we can lock down anything we need to. I'll go ahead and lock down all the flyers that I can. He countered me, but that's okay. I'll just play it again. Okay. Got a Dementia Daisies. Play the Dementia Daisies. Alright, so we got the win here. I know I'm playing really slow, but I wanted to explain like how this deck works. So we'll speed it up a little bit now. So after our first loss, we kind of know what to look for in our opener. I think I had figured that out when I did my first playthrough, but I probably had forgotten. It's been like 2 days since I played this deck. So I'll just have to be mindful of what I need in my opener so I don't get screwed like I did in the first game. This hand's completely fine. 2 Heroic Echoes, a Phoenix Guard Messenger, and a Spellstone Gargoyle. I'll keep it. It's also Wild Root Dancer, so we get to make copies in our deck. And the card I want to copy is a Spirit of Retribution, because I should still have the equipment benefits for it, even though it's just a copy. Okay, so we're going to play a Diamond Shard from the Shard of Purpose. Then we're going to play a Sapphire Shard straight up and drop the Phoenix Guard Messenger. I'm more than happy to chump block trade that with that Bramble Creeper if he attacks next turn. The only bad thing about doing that, I mean, I want to get him off the table, but the only bad thing is I'll have 2 dead Heroic Echoes in my hand. But I think it's the right block. I'm going to draw into something here, so that's also a nice thing about Phoenix Guard Messenger. I got another shard. Unfortunately, it's a dual shard, but I drew another shard, so I'm still going to be able to play the Spellstone Gargoyle the following turn. Wild Root Dancer gets a little crazy when he gets to 5 because of this basic ability, and he's already hit me for 5 with the Verdant Wild Boar. But he just double whiffed on Oakenhedge Ceremony. That's a real good sign for me. It could be bad because he might end up getting to the top 5 cards being all troops, but it's nice that he didn't get extra troops in his hand to play. So I should be able to start going to town for a little bit on him with the Spellstone Gargoyle. He got the diamond shard he needed, so we see a rose line come into play. Okay. I don't know how much time I have because my wife is getting their bath ready. Oh, I just made a big mistake. My bad. I should have played the other Spellstone Gargoyle before attacking. That would have given him an extra damage as well. That was a mistake. So what I'm really worried about now is him drawing a shard and being able to play a bramble creeper, because that would give his vine trap and other plants the ability to block flight troops. So I really don't want to see that happen. Luckily I have him on like a 2-turn clock now. I want him to attack this turn, and I think he'll oblige now that he has buffed up vine trap. I'm not even going to block it, and I want it to continually be able to attack, because this is going to make the Spirit of Retribution bigger. So this turn here I'm going to attack for 10 damage, and then following turn I should have the win. We'll go ahead and play the Phoenix Guard Messenger. Why not? We'll double echo it, just because we don't have any other active targets right now. And we have the resources, and then we'll attack with everything. Let's look at the gargoyles, pretty big. We have a 7-4 and a 6-4. Alright, so what did they get? Okay, he got the shard, so he's going to get it to activate here. What does he get? Okay, he didn't get the Bramble Creeper, which is what I was worried about. This has Crush, no point to block, no point to... Well, I will block this, just in case he has Pump. Okay, we're good. We're good, we got this. I think Wild Root Dancer runs Turbulence, but regardless, we should still have the win. Okay, so we got that round, no problem. Alright, Blood Sphinx. Come on, Fiona. Fiona Honeyfinch, you got this. Blood Sphinx is a little weird because a lot of the times they don't have troops out attacking. I know he plays like that 1-drop High Mage card, and I don't know if I... So I can copy a Chill, but do I really care about Chill early game? I don't think I do. Like, it would be a lot better to have like a starting Heroic Echo in my hand to make a copy of that. So let's see if we can draw into a better card here. Or an Evolution even. Oh cool, so I got a Heroic Echo here. I don't have anything to target it with, but at least I can copy it. The hand's like basically 100% the same, except for the Heroic Echo is a Heroic Echo, not a Chill Tail guy. And there's no dual shards, it's all straight shards. So not a bad swap. With 24 shards in the deck, you're usually not going to mulligan into Screw, which is a really good thing. Okay, cool. So I have a double target now for the Heroic Echo. I can get 2 more Phoenix Guard Messengers into play for 1 cost next turn. And I'm actually going to do that. Oh, yeah. That is really good. So, I have a lot of really good plays right here. But, what I really want to do is play this Cloud Speaker and wait a turn. And then buff a Messenger. And then play Heroic Echo on it. And you'll see why. But that's the problem with this deck, is that this guy has bounce, so he time ripples it back to my hand. I still get in with an attack here, but it's going to slow down like what I actually wanted to do there. It gives me other options, but that was kind of annoying. Okay, so we're going to play a Spellstone Gargoyle. We're going to attempt to attack, And he murders a Spellstone Gargoyle. Maybe I should have attacked first there. I would have much rather have him get rid of the messenger early on. It still leaves us open for the play we wanted to do. Oh, he got a time ripple back. Darn it. I think we're gonna drop the chill here. Okay. I'll play the shard. We'll attack in with the 1/1. If he blocks, great. If he doesn't, that's okay. Alright, so he doesn't block. We'll play the Cloud Speaker. And we'll just pass. I don't want this game to go too late against Blood Sphinx. His late game is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's already getting into Crazy Town area. Nice, we got the Spirit of Retribution, so that'll be a nice counter block. We also get the copy, so he might not actually even attack here. With all these 3/2 flyers in play. And I'll play the other two drop. So we're looking okay. I mean, Extinction's gonna really hurt, but he might not have it. He bounces one, it's fine. Bounces the other, that's fine. That's a lot of time ripples played. Okay. Does he attack? He doesn't attack. Okay, so yep, Extinction hurts. I guess I just play a Gargoyle here and double attack and let him kill the 3/2. Gets a Gargoyle up, gets me a Reaper bot. Oh no, he's starting to take my cards. Let me just get rid of the shard. Alright, so wow, okay, Evolution's really good here. Unfortunately we don't have I'll just play the Reaper bot. So what Reaper bot allows me to do if he doesn't have a board wipe effect, so it allows me to give him the Evolution buff next turn. If I draw into a shard, oh, there goes the Reaper bot. Another Relentless Corruption. Oh, he got Evolution for his Archmage Renlock. I get the free proc off the Spirit of Retribution, and I'll use that to block the Giant Corpse Fly. Unfortunately, I kill a death sentence target while Reaper bot's in my hand. I just got double Evolution. He's on no resources. This is perfect. So we're going to double Evolution here. Targets don't matter. We have Fatal. That's 5, 11, 11 plus Fatal. 16 damage. It turns out AI getting Evolution is not very good for me. Although he did attack, that was good. Princess Corey. So Princess Corey can be a big pain in the butt, but Princess Corey can always be a big pain in the butt, so that doesn't really address anything. I'm going to keep this hand because it has Spirit of Retribution in it. I don't have a target for Heroic Echo, and I'm a long ways from Reaper bot, but that's okay. I don't know how much gameplay of this deck I'm going to show. I will finish this tier, but I might be summoned really soon to help with whatever is going on out there. The baby apocalypse. So he's going to attack. I'm going to get a free trade here. And Princess Corey is going to convert this into something I don't want him to convert it into. Well, I guess I can't complain. I'm going to take out the Midnight Shepherd right away with the bomb right. Thanks, Corey. I was going to say, if this guy was a ranger, that would have been a cool card to target and copy. But actually, against Princess Corey, this bomb right's pretty good. Corey ends up playing a lot of 1-drops. So instead of attacking with this, I'm just going to save it until his end step. In fact, I'll pass to his second phase to see if he plays anything. Now, this is stupid that the game is bugged and Buccaneers aren't bouncing. The arena would be a lot harder right now if it was appropriately bouncing cards. But for whatever reason, it's broken. Okay, so we got our 4th shard, but we have to wait until next turn to actually play 4 drops. So I'm going to go ahead and pass turn again. Corey's going to be able to get in with damage. He doesn't have any resources to potentially transform me, so basically he has the ability to play a 3-drop, and that's it. I'm going to hit him before the end of the turn. Alright, so now we can play a 4-drop. Get another shard, great. We can even kill the Buccaneer if he chooses to attack with it. He doesn't. So before end step, we'll ping. Alright. So we're not going to make the mistake we made last time. We'll play the Spellstone Gargoyle before we attack to get the benefit from the attack damage, the flying attack damage. So we'll have 2/2/4s. Corey is resource screwed right now, so he's not providing to be too much of a challenge. He still seems to be shard screwed. It does happen to the AI too, every once in a while. Cool, we got a Spirit of Retribution. We also got the Cloud Speaker that we can immediately give a buff to a Gargoyle with. So now we have a 4/5 Gargoyle. I might have wanted to consider holding off on doing that because I do have these echoes now that can be triggered off the Cloud Speaker. But now that I use the 1-shot ability, these copies will not have the 1-shot ability. So maybe it would have been best for me to think about that a little bit longer before I use the charge power. But this game's not about thinking, right? Right? Alright, so we got the 6th resource. We can play a Reaper Bot. Corey's still not able to really do anything. Like, we have him on a 1-turn clock now. And go ahead and pass turn. Go ahead and pass to the second phase. Alright. And this looks like it's game. Outside of a miracle, we're just going to go ahead and attack and end it. Alright, so Corey got screwed there. Alright, we'll play a little bit longer. Sounds like my wife didn't really need me, so that's always good. Oh, I realize I have a lot of viewers. I'm like, why do I have a lot of viewers? I'm like, oh, my stream says Uranus. Well, that's a lie. Let me change it to Sapphire. Light Arena. Sorry guys, yeah, no Uranus yet. I don't even know if this deck could handle Uranus. Maybe. Paladin of Nagan with the Spirit of Retribution actually is exactly the card I want in my hand, so I'm going to keep this. The one card I'm hoping Paladin of Nagan does not play is a Giant Mosquito. He often plays it on turn 2, but now he's only on double diamond, so we're not going to see it hit play. We've got 2 Spirits of Retribution, which are great, but he actually hasn't presented a threat yet, so I don't know. I'm not too concerned. He ends up playing the card I didn't really want to have to deal with, but what I can do is I can still... So I think I know what I want to do. I'm going to let that attack anyway. I'm going to play both Spirits of Retribution and then gonna just get bonus attack off of him, because that's a lot better than letting one of these guys die. He's not going to have enough health to use his charge power. He already wasted his charge power without even having enough attack. Okay, so I'm glad I'm also weighted there because I still have the chill in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and lock down the second fly. That'll allow me to get in with both Spirits of Retribution here. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and attack with both. That'll put me at... Oh no! He had to repel. Pretty good for him. I'm hoping he still attacks. Perfect. That's perfect for me. He may end up blocking. If he doesn't, that's fine. Next turn, he's going to be awful close to healing for more than I'm dealing. It's actually going to be 5 damage. I'm going to go up to 5 damage, so we're going to even out here. Now with that Paladin in play, oh, and in the Chimera Guard, I'm in a little bit of trouble. I do need to hit another shard. Perfect. I hit the shard. Okay. So I got the shard. I get a Chill Tail Guide in play. It only gives me 1 chill. But with that 1 chill, I'm going to lock down the Cloud Knight here. This should allow me to start to pressure him more than he's able to pressure me. And I'll be able to keep playing Chill Tail Guides and getting additional chills here. I'm going to use my charge power here too to turn off the Paladin and Nagan so he can't get a bonus point of life gain and a bonus damage from the Nagan's power. I'm not going to block. Okay. Okay, we're doing good now. We got a second Chill Tail Guide in play. We have 2 chills in hand. We're going to hit for 8. And he's probably going to heal. Yeah, so he heals there. It deals another damage to my face. Now, I think I just passed turn. And I'm going to exhaust his Cloud Knight. And then let me see if he attacks with the mosquitoes. He does, so I get to put the Spirit of Retribution into play for free. And I have Fatal. Outside of him using Repel or something, I have Fatal. Repel would be pretty nasty here, actually. I could Air Evolution. Does that get me Fatal anyway? Let me see, 12. Yeah, Air Evolution, even with 1 Repel, would get me Fatal anyway, but I don't really want to use it. I'm just going to play the Chill Tail Guide in preparation for potentially 1 more turn. Okay, he doesn't have anything, so we're good. That's not enough. Great, so we took out Paladin. A little slow, but we got the job done. This is a really odd encounter for this particular deck, because the deck's kind of slow, but giving a 2-drop like a Cloud Speaker, 1 Rage, pretty significant. Also, the fact that he didn't just have a 2-drop there is pretty helpful for me. The Rage also allows me to play Heroic Echo on one of these guys after they've already gotten a bonus damage. Okay, that chill is super huge. I think I use it now and just start getting in damage right away. That's probably the best thing for me to do. I'm going to go ahead and play the other Cloud Speaker, and after this gets in with Rage, I'm going to make a copy of it. I just want there to be as many threats on the board as possible. Great. Plays a second one. Okay. What do we get? Alright, so with that second hired horn in play, I'm only going to attack with both 1/4s. That way there, if he chooses to block, I'm going to get a little bit more value. And I probably should use my charge power there, but I think it's okay. We can wait a turn. Whoa, that's a little frightening. He's tapped out, so I could at least block this 2/1 here. Oh, I forgot about the 2/1's ability. He's got the equipment on it. That was my mistake. 6 crush, 6 crush. Meaning I'm going to get hit really hard next turn. I might as well keep this guy back as a blocker. I've already kind of made a play mistake by blocking the Mazat Spearman with him. I'm going to get hit for 12 next turn, but can block some of that damage. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Is that fatal? That might be fatal. Rage 5, so 10. I think I lost if he attacks with everything. Wow, he didn't attack with everything. Interesting. That's very interesting. I mean, I'm taking the 7 no matter what, so I think I'll just allow the Spearman to deal the damage. This is not the best scenario to deal with here. If I Chill Tail Guide and exhaust this dude, he won't be able to attack the following turn. And I can get in with almost fatal. Oops, I had forgotten about one thing that was pretty important to not forget. That might cost me this game. Okay, so he attacked with the 10-2 and the 5-1. I have to block the 10-2. No matter what I block it with, it's going to die. 5-1, I don't have to block, but he might have a pump. Oh gosh. That's a bummer. So I'm serving up 2 things for him to kill here. He had the buff, so I lose anyway. And a blood aura. Yeah, I made the wrong play, I think. Actually, I don't think it mattered what I did. I just had the inferior board state. So I got handed a second loss. What would have been ideal that game is a Spirit of Retribution. And in this game we have 2. Good. How are you? Aristalis, what you up to? Double Spirit of Retribution is pretty good to get against Sniper of Gwaine. I'm not going to be upset about that. Ideally, he'll play something next turn, or by turn 3, and then I'll be able to double Spirit of Retribution and start getting some damage in. This deck is really powered by your opponent attacking, so sometimes playing these 0-4 guys isn't great. In fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and attack with my 0-4, because I want him to attack with the Ruby Pyromancer the following turn. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip to attack phase. That's it. That's a good challenge. Dragonborn are pretty good constructed guild. I don't know how often they accept invites, but hey man, chase the dream. I think they usually invite people that do very well in 5-star tournaments. So that's one surefire way to get into their guild. So I can keep getting in. Yeah, might as well do that. And keep getting in for packets of damage here. He's got his charge power. I think like there is some kind of ninja buff to the AI arena lately. Because like conveniently he saved his charge power. Conveniently he has a Jags in play. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this next turn. We'll see. If he plays like a Royal Falconeer. Oh, is that their rule of thumb if you top 8? Yeah. So he actually didn't use the charge power to any effectiveness. Yeah, they're a good group of players for sure. They've done a good job keeping up the competitive scene at the top tier. So it'll be interesting to see what the competitive scene's top players look like next year. That's fine, I don't care if they can 3 damage. Sure. So Gawain hasn't really been playing anything. It's kind of odd. Maybe he's totally flooded. Never know. You never know. I wish I had more time for Constructed. I'm actually surprised I haven't been interrupted during the stream. I think it's because I asked my wife for permission to stream this. But yeah, I haven't been able to like really find time to focus on Constructed. I don't know what I really need. Like, I have the time to play PvE. Why don't I have the time to play Constructed? I think I'm just afraid, honestly, like to go into Constructed Gauntlet and lose. Like, I want to make sure I have like a solid deck and plan. And I also don't really want to have to conform to the meta. This hand is really poopy. But it's Zodiac Shaman. Do I care? Do I mind having a poopy hand? I don't think I do. I really need to draw into shards, though. I think I just draw again. Okay, we'll keep this. It's way too many shards, but there's a Spirit of Retribution in it. Our guild's actually getting pretty good at competitive Constructed. We have a lot of good players in it now, with Scaro and Metronomy. Nice. I think we have a lot of people that often are playtesting too. I'm not really in on that as much because my availability is just really sporadic. But I also do a lot of PvE stuff, so that takes away from building constructed stuff and testing semi-consistently. I never have time to play on Saturdays too, which would be the best time for me to actually get in constructed play, like in the 5-shard weeklies. I'd actually really like to be able to do that soon. But we keep doing stuff on the weekends, so that takes precedence. Yeah, turn 2 hero is quite terrifying. So I got a cloud speaker, but unfortunately I mean, I don't really want to waste the buff trying to kill a spiritualist. Well, Metronomy's in my guild, but yeah, I'm in Metronomy's guild. He is a very good player. That's for sure. I'm wondering if he'll let me get in with this too here if I attack. Probably not, right? Nope. That answered that question. Uh-oh. Does he have pump? I hope not. Phew. All he had was a pact of life. Nothing to worry about. I mean, I could waste a chill here, but I don't really need to. I'll just go in with both. Get some damages. I mean, that's the thing with Dragonborn is they don't really have the need to add anyone else into their guild. They already have a bunch of great players. Uh-oh, got babies under my door. But yeah, I like a lot of people in their guild. I think Sado Lucian's in their guild, and I've had some really good games with him. And there's some other really cool players in there too. Got a free to cast Cloud Speaker there, because Keitles get buffed by Zodiac Shaman, imagine that. But that's okay. Don't need it. So how long have I been streaming for? An hour and 2 minutes? Oh my god. This deck is so slow. Just kidding. It's actually not too bad. It's just that I've been trying to explain what I'm doing and why. Also talked about the deck for a very long time as well. But we're about to get through the tier 3 boss here. It's Izume, so I'm definitely happy with the Spirit of Retribution in my starter. His hand's slow though. I got 2 6-drops and 2 Heroic Echoes I cannot use yet. So I really need the Spirit of Retribution to do some early game work for me. Okay. I'm kind of drawing into nothing right now. I either want Phoenix Guard Messengers right now, or I will take... He's got a really strong hand. Well, at least I'll be able to kill the Hop Hero here. I hope. Outside of some kind of crazy wild growth. Which he does play, I think. Ah! This is looking bad. Really bad. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. And a Tormented Ritualist. Are you kidding me? Yeah, after this, if I have time. That is super unfortunate. I am not looking good here. Plays another Shinhara, it's gonna pump his entire board. Oh my god. Okay, well, what are my options? He has a lot of damage next turn. Okay, I did get a chump blocker. I can minimize the damage. I can also provide secondary chump blocking. I hope he does not have a shard. Oh no, he pumped the Hop Hero. Don't have a shard. Damn it. Don't have the Benjito guy. Oh my god. This is really bad. Okay, so I'm going to double block here just because I need to get this off the table. Okay. Oh no! It just keeps getting worse. Keeps getting worse. What are we looking at next turn? 1, 2, 5, 9 damage. If we take out Hop Hero, which is the plan. No! I think we lose this one, guys. I am not convinced there's a way out of this. I am not convinced. Yeah, they don't usually activate Hop Hero, but Hop Hero is still a problem if they have wild growth. And that looks like it's it. I really don't have enough to sustain. That's unfortunate. Another wild growth. Okay, well that was just not going to go well for us. Yeah, that wild growth on the Hop Hero was pretty devastating. I guess in hindsight, I could have just taken the damage and started to attack him with flight, which would have probably been more than okay. But instead I chose to try to get value, and that ended up screwing me. The Spirit of Retribution would have continually been healing me, and over time I probably would have been able to just heal for more damage than he was able to do. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to make that judgment call against the AI. You never know what they have in their hand. Well, I know what they have in their deck, but it's not always cut and dry. That's probably a Bucktooth Roshi. I don't know if they play other tunnelers in the deck. I'm trying to think of what else they play. It might be a Ruiner Commander? Okay, so you got the Hop Hero again, and you got a Grave Nibbler. I got an Evolution. I'm going to have another Spirit of Retribution on the following turn. So I could take both packets of damage and play the Spirit of Retribution and start attacking. Or I can try to do what I did last time and chump block again. Okay, he played it. Oh shit. I'm highly tempted to chump block here again. I really hope it's not me making the same mistake twice. Oh, damn it, it is. I totally made the same mistake twice. Alright. Nico is a bonehead. God, that is so unfortunate. Alright, so Evolution here. Let me see. We need to leave blockers because if this is Bucktooth Roshi, we want to get this damn commander out of play. We can 2-for-1 them next turn if they attack with everything. So that is the plan I'm going for. I really hope one of those two cards in his hand is not a frickin' wild growth. I will cry. Thanks. I didn't want to have to cry. Okay. So Bucktooth Roshi is going to pop up next turn. We got another shard. That's good. I think at this point I need to push in a little bit of damage. It'll pump up the gargoyle. I still have a chill. So the chill will be helpful. In fact, I could even play the... No, I think I'll change... I'll save the charge power. Okay, so he had the Bucktooth Roshi. He's on 6. He's got another activation here. Alright, we get another shard. That's good. We'll play the Spellstone Gargoyle. We'll attack with both of these guys. We're looking at 14 damage without modification, but we will modify the damage so that it's not as significant. And we'll pass turn. What do you play? Okay, you play a Kizimoto. Before he declares attack, I want to lock down one of his larger troops. And let's see what he attacks with. Okay, don't have pump, please. So I guess we're really praying for a shard here. We do not get it, but we get a heroic echo. Let me see, can I do enough damage to win here? If I do a buff, no, I definitely can't do enough damage to win on this turn. I can definitely buff an heroic echo. Buff and heroic echo is not a bad play. It gives me 2 3/6s. I can attack with a I think this is a play I want to make. Alright, so he's buffing up his Nori. That kind of forces me to just chump block with something. Okay. He's offering up the Kishimoto. But in order to take down a Kishimoto, I have to sacrifice a Spellstone Gargoyle. I think instead what I want to do is try to take out the Nori. So I'm going to block like this, and then just hope he doesn't have pump. Alright, good. I didn't have to take damage to do that, which is really nice. I still don't have what I need to make the Chilltail Guides do the come into play and lock down the board. So I think my only player might be to just pump and sit back. I could attack with the 6/5 to start to get a little bit of damage in, but then that leaves me open to potentially losing the following turn to an attack. But I'm going to do it anyway. That gives me a potential fatal this turn. Seven plus 4 is still 13. I think I'll have fatal without him having pump here. No, that's 11. I can't do maths. I can't do maths at all. Okay, so those 2 chills are pretty good. That'll allow me to make sure I don't die next turn. I probably should have used my charge power just to be safe. I'm going to go ahead and lock down the board now. I want to lock down the 2 largest troops just in case he has pump. Okay, so he attacks anyway. Got a raging baby under my door. What's wrong, Ollie? Are you okay? So we're going to get the win, but that took some work. It was not easy. Hey, I did pretty good there. Okay, well that's basically a deck. I don't know if I have time to stream the final tier. I'll start it. I'm going to try to play fast. I'm actually not going to talk at all. Just play. So, hopefully we can go a little faster. I could have maybe gotten away with keeping that hand. I'll keep this hand. It's construct form, and I have to remember that he's going to ultimately let me draw a lot of cards. All diamond. We're just going to skip turns really fast here and just play. Nope. Yeah, maybe so. Our girls go to bed in about 20 minutes. Oh no, about an hour from now. 30 minutes to an hour from now. So I'll probably have to help the wife a little bit. Wow, straight to the face. Got all the shards we need. We got a blocker for the anarchist if we want it. I think we want it. I don't think we want to draw too much here. Wow, he's already up to 6. That's crazy. Drawing a lot of good stuff though. I think what we're gonna do is a cloud speaker here. I really want an air evolution now, but I think I'll save it. I'm gonna go ahead and buff, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pump it with the heroic echo. And I'm gonna go ahead and activate the charge power here. Just give me a nice little kill on one of their cards if he attacks with both. Uh-oh. That's scary. I'm gonna go ahead and chill that now before the next turn. I don't want to have to worry about that for 2 turns here. Might have been better if I waited until the next turn for him. Maximum value here is probably Gargoyle into Messenger. That'll give us a lot of Chilltail Guide dudes the following turn. In fact, I think we might be able to just end the game next turn with the Air Evolution. Yeah, it looks like that might be the play. He's at 11. We'll have more than enough damage with an Air Evolution here. You're just going to end it. Oh, remember to use your hotkeys, guys, if you're playing Arena. Set up hotkeys. If you have some mouse hotkey buttons, like a lot of mice now have the side keys, set them up and learn how to use them. You only really need access to about 6 of the, I think there's like 8 hotkeys that are important, but you only really need access to about 6 of them. Use pass priority, skip to attack phase, attack with all, skip to end phase, skip turn completely, and cancel are the main ones I use. I think that's just 6. I think I named 6 right there. Those are the best ones to use. Oh, our guild's super relaxed with entry. We just do 4 map. We don't care like how many people are in the guild. Unfortunately, that leads to a lot of inactive members that never let you know that they're inactive. But my reasoning is that, you know, once the game has actual guild support for a guild is when we'll start to tighten up the reins, and we'll be a little bit more strict about making sure our guild is full of active people. Right now it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're going to be around, great. If you're not, you know, who cares? We want everyone to participate and like have fun. And also, because our guild is focused on older people, knowing that people have busy lives, that you're not going to be able to afford to play competitively or PvP all the time, that you know, it's okay if you're not around all the time. It's okay if you're not around for a year. If you still are going to come back to HEX and want to have a group to hang out with, that's kind of like the mentality we have in terms of inviting people. One of the few times I'll ever play Spirit of Retribution straight out, because Ember Spire Witch doesn't give you a lot of opportunities to block. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care. We have a lot of people in their 20s. I think Scaro and Metronome are in their 20s. La Costa just joined our guild. He's in his 20s. I think he's only 25. So, yeah, no big deal. If you want to join, you're welcome to join. Oh no, I hear baby rage in the other room. It does not sound like fun. I could play a post-combat evolution here. I don't really know. I don't think it's a good play. No, I'll just save it. Phoenix Air Messenger is just like total bait for this guy's deck. Wow, a Tarask. Okay, so with that entering play, we're gonna lock it down. We're also gonna go ahead and lock that down too. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of baby rage lately. Our toddlers are getting very close to that terrible twos age. So things have been getting interesting in the household. A lot more rage. A lot more unhappy situations. Not just for them, but like for us, the wife getting upset. But oh, it's fun having kids too. I can't complain too much. They're pretty fun. Okay. So much for not talking, right? That wasn't too bad. We're going relatively quick here in this tier. Not focusing too much on my play, just more about ending it quickly. I guess really like to get good at the arena is not hard. You just need to know the encounters in the decks. It's like playing constructed. If you know the deck you're against, it's a lot easier to know how to counter it. Arena is not much different, and if you know how to play against the encounter, and your deck at least has pieces in it to deal with it, and it's not going to be incredibly difficult for you to figure out how to take it down. So, anyhow, that's my thought on that. Yeah, double Spirit of Retribution proc here. Play something, I dare you. Thank you. Oh shit. That's actually not good. So, I'm actually gonna... Do I block? This is kind of a race scenario where like I kind of want to double block, but then at the same time I'm like, well, I have 2, 3, 4s with life drain, and I can race him, but I don't know if it's the best decision. We'll see. This deck can kind of go out of control sometimes. That combat training, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good thing for me to race. I'm racing a combat training. I mean, that's kind of crazy. If he attacks with both here, though... Okay, he's probably attacking with both. What does that give me? No, he just attacked with one. Oh my god. Oh my god. That thing's getting crazy big. Okay, so I can chill the Kindling Scar in the following turn. Let's see what he does pre-combat. I know that Ruby Enchantress also plays Verdict, so I gotta be a little bit mindful of that. A Mastery of Time? Okay, let's get this locked down right now. That was quite terrifying. So, I'm still in a tight spot because he can single block. Alright, and now I'm still playing around in 11. Oh, God. This is going to be really close. Oh my god, I barely lived. Wait, is he going again? What's going on? Holy, what just happened? Did I miss a Mastery of Time proc, or did he hit a Mastery of Time challenge? I just got rickrolled there. He crackling bolted my face. trying to figure out how he got all the resources. I hit end turn a little bit too fast there. Maybe it's a good thing I'm drinking. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw him play the Midnight Fever, but he's only playing 2 shards. He still somehow had 7 resources. 7 out of 7 resources, but whatever. Okay, turn 2 Angel. Not bad, Avenging Angel. Not bad. Not bad at all. Also has Steadfast, so even though I get to play my Spirit of Retribution, I'm basically going to be taking it to the face right here. It's okay. I mean, that gives me a slightly bigger Spirit of Retribution. I'll have to take damage again. Okay, is that what happened? I thought he had 2 turns with Mastery of Time, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I got a free Cloud Speaker. That's pretty cool. So Cloud Speaker next turn could actually help me deal with the Angel of Dawn. Or I can just chump the Angel of Dawn with the Spirit of Retribution. At least I'm given the choice here. He attacks with everything. What does he have? I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this for blocks. Okay. Okay. Another Cloud Speaker. Guess an Air Evolution here wouldn't hurt. I'm going to go ahead and gonna pump my Phoenix Guard Messenger and start attacking with the Phoenix Guard Messenger. And I'll leave the Spellstone Gargoyle back for the Hope Heart. And for the Scrivener. I'm actually just gonna block here. Double Hope Parts. Okay, so I have Chilltail Guide with double chills coming. That allows me to get in with both of these dudes. And I'll go ahead and use his charge ability. I should be able to get in Fatal here. Even if he plays a flyer. Alright. We're good. Another Chilltail Guide. Okay, yeah, we're really good here. Whoa! Repel, okay. What you got? That's fine, I'll just block 1. I'll let 3 go through. And hopefully, we're done here. Unless he has another repel. Nope. So it looks like we'll get through this run. We got a Zoltag. So Zoltag, I actually played against him in my first run of this deck. And Spirit of Retribution against Zoltag is so good. It's just, he has so many little troops that your Spirit of Retribution will end up getting a large amount of attack. We start with an opening Spirit of Retribution. We gotta keep this hand. I mean, that's all we really want. We want the Spirit of Retribution in play. If we need to chump block with it, we can. If we need to just take the damage and then attack for life drain back, we can. It's just a really good card. And it doesn't hurt to get another early drop, just to be safe, get some more damage in, or get a chump blocker in. He hasn't played anything yet. We got double Spirit of Retribution, so that's gonna be nice. I don't need to waste their evolution right now. I kind of want him to play a troop, and I kind of want to get another shard for his ball. Stone Gargoyle. Perfect. He plays a Ridge Raider. I think because I know he lacks the any flight or removal, that I'm going to just take the damage from the Ridge Raider. Does he have equipment on it? No, he does not. But if he decides to attack, he might not now because I played this ball Stone Gargoyle. Oh, he does. Perfect. So I'm just going to take the damage. That will actually give him a... No, it won't give him any Savage Raiders yet. I even actually want him to get Savage Raiders in play. As funny as that sounds. I want him to have as many troops in play as possible. I could have turned off some damage, but I really don't care. Let him do as much as he'd like. So 13. Do I have 13? I have 13. So this should be the end of the run. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Aristalis, we'll play sometime, but now is not good. It's because I don't have more than 10 minutes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night.